Hey guys, it's Courtney from Willis Bloom, your sanctuary of self-care for female entrepreneurs, online at willisbloom.com and also here on YouTube. Today I'm going to cover with you guys why it's amazing and important to set 90-day goals in this coming year, 2020, instead of our annual New Year's resolutions. Let's get started. So when was the last time that you set out to do something and it took 2, 3, or even 4 times longer than you anticipated? This happens to me all the time, and other people as well. And that's because humans are chronically bad at estimating time. So whenever we're setting annual goals, we're kind of setting ourselves up for failure. We can really underestimate how much we can achieve in 10 years, but overestimate how much we can achieve in 1 year. So in order to remedy this, I suggest doing 90-day goals. And there's a few other reasons why I suggest that. Another reason why I recommend focusing on 90-day goals is the fact that we tend to procrastinate as humans. If we give ourselves a whole year to achieve a goal, then we're likely going to think that it's always going to be further away than it actually is. And then we're going to start putting things off until the last minute. If you make a 90-day goal, however, you feel this sense of anticipation. You only have 3 months to reach that deadline, so it feels like the end of the year is always approaching. So giving yourself kind of like this artificial push to get things done is actually really helpful in spurring activity in your business and in your personal life. The third reason why I suggest 90-day goals is that humans are notoriously guilty for living in the moment and for pursuing short-term gratification. And I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Remember that time you looked at that piece of cake, that cookie, that brownie, and you thought to yourself, I really don't need that. And then you still ate it anyway? This happens to me all the time. And it's because we're really bad at anticipating long-term needs and our long-term wants and goals. So instead, what we do is we focus on exactly what we want and we need right now. Oh, I really need that chocolate cake. Oh, I really want it. Well, in the long term, that's definitely going to hurt your health. So why do we still make the decision to eat it now? Because we want that instant gratification. And of course, the current lifestyle that we have in the United States and around the world is not helping with this. There's instant gratification everywhere. So actually setting yourself up for such a long-term goal is making it more challenging because it's not working with our nature. Since we tend to gravitate towards, this instant gratification, then we should try to set goals that are closer to this moment in time, making it easier to see that objective and making it quicker to actually achieve it and feel more satisfied. This will psychologically help us to keep going and want us to set other goals that we can achieve 3 months down the line. So how can we actually set these 90-day goals? Well, I have a specific strategy that I like to use. And I like to start from the big picture and work my way all the way down into the small week. But really, the chunk that we're working with the most is that 90 days. That's what we're focusing on. So we're first going to start off with 3 to 5 years with your vision. So what I want you to do is sit down with a journal and just write about everything that you want your life to look like in 3 years. Or in 5 years, you can do whatever you want. What do you want to be like? Who do you want to hang out with? How do you want to spend your time, your money, your energy? Where do you want to live? What do you want to be doing for work? Really let yourself dream and go a little bit beyond your comfort zone because we do underestimate how much we can achieve in that amount of time. Then once you establish your vision for your life, we're actually going to work backwards and think about what we need to achieve each year in order to reach that vision. So if you set your vision at 3 years to offer retreats, which is something that I would love to do, what you're going to do is work your way backwards with year 3, 2, and 1 and decide what you need to achieve each year in order to actually get somebody to go to your retreats. So in year 3, maybe I will want to have 10,000 email subscribers, because then people would be more likely to go to the retreats once I email them about it, and they'll actually be within my community. So in year 2, I might need 5,000 email subscribers, and maybe year 1, I want 2,000, let's just say. So we broke it down into our different years, and then we start to concentrate on our annual goal. And this is actually where people tend to stop. They create their annual goals, their New Year's resolutions, and then they move on. Well, in reality, this is not going to get you very far, because you don't have your action plan for how to get to that 1-year goal. And it's so far away that your brain is going to go haywire and probably get a little bit distracted along the way. So what we're going to do is now break it down into 90-day goals or quarterly goals. So break up the year into 4 quarters and write down the 4 main things that you need to achieve in order to reach that 1-year goal. If I want 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, maybe I would want 500 subscribers in my 4th quarter, and so on and so forth. So let's say that I want to have ultimately 100 subscribers in my 1st quarter. That is my 90-day goal that I'm working with. So what I'm going to do there is make that a SMART goal. And I'm sure you guys have heard of this if you know anything about goal setting. So your SMART goal is going to be specific, it's going to be measured, it's going to be actionable, relevant, and time-based. So what we really want to do is set some sort of metric and a time period within which we can achieve this goal. So we know it's a 90-day goal. So if we're starting off in January, then we're going to have 3 months to complete it. So we can set our deadline at the end of March. Then from here, I know that I want to have 100 email subscribers. That is very measurable, so we can continue on with this. It's actionable because I can get the email subscribers by doing various tasks that I'm going to outline in just a minute. And it's relevant because it's actually going to help me reach that 1-year goal. And it's time keyed because, as I mentioned, it's at the end of the 3 months. So now that we have our quarter 1 goal, what I want to do is break it further down into 12-week increments where I'm going to assign different target goals for each week. So it should be a general target that I'm going to apply to each week that I know if I've achieved this, I am successful and I'm on track. So before we can actually do this, I suggest doing something called a brain dump. Just take all the tasks that you can do in order to reach your quarter 1 goal and write them all out. And then actually think about what would make the most sense with your timeline and assign a task to each week. And sometimes you can group tasks together and just have a general overview of what you want to achieve in each week. Then from there, you're going to go down even further and you're going to actually flush out week 1 with your full-on tasks. So you might want to use calendar blocking, or you might want to use Asana, whatever project management system you're using, and assign very specific tasks for week 1. And I suggest not going beyond week 1 or week 2, because who knows what life is going to be like in week 4 or in week 5. Who knows, maybe you'll have a cold, maybe someone will come visit you. It's better to not try to anticipate everything, but just go with the flow and sort of set the structure in place, and then get more specific with things that are happening in the moment. Because as I mentioned before, our brains work best when we're in the present moment and planning for the future, but not overly planning for the future. Another suggestion or a bonus tip that I have for you guys is to 1, write down your why. So look at your quarterly or your annual goal and write this down in your journal daily. And then underneath that, actually write down why you want to achieve this goal. This is something that I've been practicing with my daily journaling practice, and it's really transformed the way that I look at the goal, because I don't really care about having 1,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers. That doesn't mean much when you just look at a number or the word subscribers. But if you actually break it down and write a paragraph about why you want to touch those people's lives, why having a retreat would benefit you, why having a retreat would benefit the world, or anything like this, if you really get down to the emotional reason behind why you're doing it, it will help you so much on your path to achieve it, because you're going to be much more motivated and you're going to stay in your lane. You're going to stay focused on what you actually want to achieve. My second tip is to work with your menstrual cycle or to work with the moon phases. So I have another video that I'm going to link down below in the description and up here in the cards that talks about how you can actually schedule and plan around the energy that you'll feel during different phases of your menstrual cycle. So I talk about this at length, and it can actually be quite helpful because, again, flowing with your natural urges, flowing with how nature made you or your brain is set up is going to make life so much easier. So go ahead and check that link out in the description box below. All right, thank you guys so much for staying tuned. I have one question for you guys. What is your quarter 1 goal? Please write it in the description box below and we can hold each other accountable. I can't wait to see you all in 2020. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and then hit that notification bell because that is what's going to get my videos pushed to your account each week. And I can't wait to see you guys in the new year in 2020. Have a great one. Bye.